right, I think I'm live right now. Here's a little woohoo. My live sign, very basic and everything. My first live stream. So let me set my camera down. It's going to be very imperfect. It's going to be filled with, errors. And I apologize. Hopefully it'll get better with every time. This is GreenSwanica.PROetess. Hi there. I've got a swan on my shirt, as you can see. And today is just going to be just a hodgepodge of topics, some vlog, a little bit of vlogging, and also, let me hold up my sign. I'm live right now. Also, I'm going to finish with a stanza from a famous poem. Okay, first of all, I'd like to say hello to all subscribers and new ones. If you like lives, great. If you like other types of my content, that's great too. So whatever you like, that's wonderful. And thank you for being here. Pardon my coughing. I'm around dusty cobwebs. You know where I'm filming from? I'm filming from my 116-year-old basement. And so this wall behind me used to be gray, like a lot of the brick around me, but I painted it white, so it would, if I did videos in front of it, I would show up better. I'll have to wash it. It may be dusty and helps. If there's a spider crawling behind me, just consider that entertaining. I'll have to work on that. Again, this is my first live, not perfect. So that's what my hair's, a little flat. It could look better, but we're not going to worry about such things. Also, I'd like to say that the reason why, if you're noticing I have like shadows around my eyes, these are flip up, flip down lenses. I have to wear them because I've got severe light sensitivity, severe. And it's due to having severe dry eye disease, which is due to having thyroid cancer in the past. So if you or anyone else in your life, friends, family, coworkers, whoever, have this, how much of a pain it is. So I'm sorry if my eyes look, shadowed, but there's a bright light bulb near me and that might bother my eyes. So I'm sorry about that. But anyway, just get used to it and think of me as, the lens lady. Also, I thank you for, if there's any positive feedback. I also want to say that I can't look at comments while I'm doing my live because I'm doing it on my phone. In the future, I'll try to do a laptop and I'll try to, do more, but right now it's not fancy at all. It's just me, looking to my camera and doing my thing. So again, sorry about the coughing and all that stuff. The first thing I'd like to talk about, this isn't going to be super long because remember, it's my very first live stream, so it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be very imperfect. I'm going to be messing up a lot. So sorry about that. Hopefully it'll get better with time and smoother. So, oh yay. I have a few people, woohoo, hopefully we'll get more. But hopefully with time, we can only hope, weeks and months, we'll get more, hopefully got more people watching. Hi, this is GreenSwanica.PROetess, and this is me in my 116-year-old basement. And this is mine. Yes, I did make this sign earlier today. I know it looks like a kindergartner made it. I am not artistic in this way, so this is my live. I made it. And yes, this is not paint. This is actually fingernail polish because I like using fingernail polish for artistic, moments or whatever. Okay, so this is my live, and I'll hold it up every so often just in case everyone's like, what is this? What's this lady doing? And so anyone who's positive is on here, positive feedback, thank you so much for your support and everything. Okay, now I would say, and I already thanked everybody, thanked all subscribers and viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, I'm looking at my little list right here. Yes, it is written on a receipt. Because let me tell you what, like, a lot of artists, sometimes we scribble on napkins. I've scribbled some of my best poems on napkins. And a receipt, if I was at a Borders in Miami, Florida, where my husband used to live a long time ago, and all this stuff. So this is on my little boop boop receipt right here. Okay, so anyway, the first thing I'm going to talk about today during our live is, and also I just want to remind everyone, sorry about if my eyes are shadowed. I have to have my flip down lenses. I have several colors, and these are my mirrored pink ones. And I've got overshades, and when I go out in the sun, yes, I am very much like a vampire. When I go out in the sun, I have to have, overshades or a hat on too, because my eyes are like, really hate the sun. So, anyway, the first topic I want to talk about is something that some of you may have already known about if you're YouTubers yourself or just other YouTubers you watch and stuff. And that's a phenomenon that I noticed, for example, on my YouTube channel, long form content. The golden age of long form content, at least with my niche, the main niche, one of my main niches, I guess I should say, because I diversified after 2018, was poetry, reading, poetry, recitation, all that stuff, was 2015 to 2018. And during that year, oh my goodness, the views would fly, on, my poetry videos, which I was like, yeah, that's great. And then I had thousands and everything, but that was 2015 to 2018. The algorithm was really favoring long form content. And sure, I did a lot of my poetry readings out in nature. So, maybe that was the appeal, it being in nature and everything, the nature of West Virginia. But still, so if you're looking like, hey, like look at my videos, like how come some of these have hundreds or thousands and some of these, have like way less, under 50? It's because that was the golden age of long form content. So now we're in the golden age of short form content, or shorts. And so I, me and all the other YouTubers were, doing shorts all the time and everything, because it's the golden age of it. So that's why I've got hundreds and hundreds of shorts. I have probably, and you can see the front of my channel, the very top, about 24,000 videos. I mean, a lot of them are shorts because we are in the golden age of short form content now. So now I'm going to start doing more and more live streams of either vlogging or poetry recitation. Also, I'm going to do some ASMR. If you recall, my favorite type of ASMR I've done is either quotations or literature as ASMR. I love doing literature as ASMR. Or, and sometimes I'll do it like I'll use props. I've got, a fan of different like sequin fabric and sequin pillows and things like this. And the way I do it is, which works for me, is one hand is holding the phone and the other hand is holding all my props as I, vocalize. So I'll be doing that soon. I'll try to find some, I guess, either quotations or, literature. And, I've got so much to, work with. So as we know, there's thousands and thousands of, authors around the world. I'm going to try to cover, authors from around the world, different cultures as well. I'm going to try my, very best to do that. And for anyone who knows or doesn't know, and if you read my bio or whatever like this, I've been teaching for decades, teaching college English. I love teaching. Writing, literature. And I really enjoy, connecting with students, hearing about their lives. And as most teachers know, truly the greatest gift is getting a student to believe in their own abilities and their own strengths and talents. So if I've had a student that they're like, these are real examples, and no, I will not mention names. Of course, because I don't, if they'd want me to mention their name or not. But I've had students over the decades, and we've had different writing assignments, and some of them have had really real world resonance, and I'm just so thrilled about that. One of my students who had been estranged from his daughter, a long time ago, one of our writing assignments, he wrote an entire essay about the estrangement and everything, and then he sent it to the daughter he was estranged with. And then that particular, that daughter, she was so moved by the essay that her father wrote to her that it ended up reconciling. And I've had, many, 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 examples of that, of students over the years who have, said that real world writing assignments have helped them reconnect with people, or even reconnect with themselves, whether it be like examples of like a self-awareness type of situation and stuff. So I'm so thrilled about that. And I love that. Also, I want to say that, this is a few months out, but I'm just going to mention it. Around Halloween, I'm going to try to do a live stream from my basement. Some people think it's a creepy basement, or some people, I'm in here right now, some people think it's a Silence of the Lambs, this creepy basement. But whatever. I mean, my house is 116 years old. What do you expect? Lots of families, have lived here. Lots of people have, passed on. Yes, there is spirit activity. It's positive. And I'll talk more about that. Different spirit activity examples and experiences. But thankfully, it's been, mostly 99% positive, and I'm thankful, for that and everything. So I'll share that, when it gets close to, when we're in Halloween vibe time and everything. And, oops, sorry about my coughing, pardon. Anyway, hi to everyone who is kind enough to watch my live. Hello, hello, hello. This is I want to remind everyone, this is my live, GreenSwanica.PROetess. And I'll be, in the future sharing poetry, vlogging. Sometimes, as you know, I'm a chatty Cathy, like a lot of other people. And then when I can get into nature, again, I will try to do some live streams in nature. And there may be some, hopefully, like deer or wild turkeys or interesting, like birds or chipmunks or any sort of wildlife maybe will wander into the frame. That'd be really cool. There's a particular state park in West Virginia that I enjoy walking in for exercise and everything. It's very peaceful and serene and all that. And one time I walked to the top of this very, very steep hill. I was all by myself. I had a walking stick with me, just just in case, but I probably wouldn't need, but I just took it. I mean, walking stick, whatever. And there were coyotes yipping. So I was a little bit afraid, but I mean, I knew they weren't going to just go out of the way to bother me or anything like this, and they didn't. I was thrilled about that. But I'm just saying that if they wandered into the frame behind me, that'd be kind of cool to, see that on a live stream. Again, these are my flip up and flip, lenses. So my eyes are shadowed. That's why, because like I said before, you know what? I've got the severe light sensitivity due to severe dry eye disease, due to having thyroid cancer. So other people have this as well in life. And if you or your family members or friends or coworkers, have it and you would like to, whatever, comment on your experiences, go right ahead. Again, this is my first live stream, so it's far from perfect. Oh, look at my swan top here. Yay, I love this for being GreenSwanica.PROetess. And yes, I like to have my hair, I like the deep copper look with just a little bit of magenta at the bottom. And it's a little bit, it is flat, it's not, as full in volume as it could be. In the future, hopefully it'll, be better. But, I'm a Gen X mom. I'm just thrilled to look, hopefully, somewhat decent or somewhat presentable. We can only hope. Okay, so let's see. I'm looking at my list. I'm just seeing what let's see. Sorry, and I want to tell you something. Also, because I'm a Gen X mom, my vision is not the best, even with my glasses. And I've got the progressive lenses, but sometimes I can't see, so bear with me. Okay, let's see. I already heard that. Okay. 2 more things, and then I guess I'll wrap up my live. 2 more things. One more thing I want to mention is not very many. I probably have, I would say, so far that I can remember, which is not a lot at all, 4 videos that went viral. Okay, that meaning right now the one that has the most is one where I had a Michael Jackson song on, which you may have seen, and it has like a microphone, and it was sort of a pinkish background, and that was "Wanna Be Starting Something" by Michael Jackson, and that went viral, and that was really exciting. It had like 100,000 views, which I never had before. It's exciting. And then a Hocus Pocus one that went viral last around Halloween time, so that was really cool. That had like maybe, I think it was around like 40,000, which is huge for me. Then I had a political video that was like 12,000, which again, is huge for a small YouTuber. Oh, and then my Beetlejuice video, which is just like, you'll see it. I mean, if you haven't seen it before, it's a little clip where there's, singing Deo and Catherine O'Hara's in it, and every, all the different, people at the table, it is the famous C, and they're singing that one went viral too because a lot of people like watching that. So it's only like 4, but I'm just thrilled that any of them, got over 10,000. And the Michael Jackson one, that was like such a thrill. That was like a few months ago, and I got like 100,000 on that. I was like, wow, that was because I'm a small YouTuber. So something else which is interesting. As you notice, as you can see, I have, which I'm very grateful for, but I have a small amount of subscribers, but which is thrilling for a small YouTuber, over 1 million views, which you can, view on the about page. It, says with the current amount of views. So that's exciting to have over 1 million views, and hopefully, that'll, you know, help to attract more subscribers and everything like this. Okay, so I've been on her for a while, and again, this is my first live. It's not perfect, it's very imperfect, but I thank you for, if anyone commented or, happened to like or watch or anything like this. That's wonderful, thank you. Is this time I'm going to say, I'm going to, this is my live. Hello, everybody. I'm going to read, whoops, the wrong paper. Sorry about that. I'm going to read the first stanza of an Emily Dickinson poem. And I'm going to wrap up my live stream that way. And I'll be doing it more and more and more. And hopefully we'll get more people watching the whole thing. But this is the first stanza of a summer-themed Emily Dickinson poem. I just love it. Now, if you want to, the poem is quite long. So if you want to read all the stanzas, you can just look it up by the first line. But I'm going to read this to give us, an infusion of a summer feeling. Okay, so here we go. A something in a summer's day, as slow her flambeau burn away, which solemnizes me. And if you want to read the rest of the poem, all the stanzas, look up a something in a summer's day on mine, and the rest of the poem will pop up. Oh my gosh, my live is so, well, for me it's quite long. But I'm going to wrap it up, and I guess after this, it'll be stored as a VOD or video on demand video on my YouTube channel. Again, I want to tell everyone thank you for being here, whoever popped in, whoever commented, whoever said hi, hello, hi to you, to everyone. And hopefully with time, I'll get, more and more people watching my live stream. But I'm just so thrilled that I got, a few people today. That was wonderful and everything. So I want to thank you for listening. Check out all the categories of my content. And make sure to hit the bell, subscribe. And what I like to always close my videos with is the following. Until next time, I'm GreenSwanica.PROetess yours because poetry blooms eternal. All right, I'm getting up here, and I'll see everyone next time. I have to figure out how to turn it off. My. Okay.